What do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Casino Channel 329. Today's video, I'm going to explain to you the compound interest calculator and how to work out with this Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so first things first, you gotta um, set up a target. Okay, so for example, we come over here to the calculator. We come over here with daily compound and we're gonna go. So for example, in my case, I started with 100. So let's say you're gonna start with 1,000, whatever the case may be. Just put the principal amount, so the amount that you're gonna start with. Okay, and then you're gonna select um, the daily yields. Okay, so a percentage of this $1,000. So for example, if you want to make 1% of this $1,000, that means every day you're gonna make $10. Okay, so let's say we're gonna go for 30 days and everything stays the same. We're gonna calculate, and over here we can see projection for 30 days. Okay, so in 30 days we're gonna make a 34.8%, or we're gonna earn in interest, or that means from the casino 347.85 if we work towards that 1%. If that's okay with you, that's okay with you. Scrolling further down, we can see how everything is going to play out. So you're going to start with 1,000, and then on day one you will potentially make $10. Okay, and then on day two you will gamble with 1,010. All right, so you'll have 1,010, and then on the day two you'll have to make 10.10, and so on. You compound that. Okay, so how are we gonna translate this into this Excel spreadsheet? Okay, you come over here and you say you have 1,000 right there, and everything changes. As you can see, obviously my target is different, so the target over here is 1%, whereas over here on the Excel spreadsheet is set to 2.5%. But if you want to change the target to 2.5%, all you got to do is click over here, and then here you come and you put the target that you want to select. Okay, so for example, in this case, let's go for 1%. If you want to go 5%, just come over here and change the figure. Okay, and then all you gotta do is click over here on this corner and drag it down. So everything will change to 1%. Okay, so now we can see there that everything is 1%, right? Because we dragged it down. And everything else is gonna be just like you can see over here. So day 15, so day 15, we're gonna be at 1,172.58. 1,000 right here. Okay, so this is the day number 15. So everything is exactly the same. So what I decided to do is add my balance bets. Okay, so with a balance of 1,000, I'm willing to risk. Keep in mind this strategy right here is this calculations, it's according to my strategy, to my dozenth strategy. Okay, so 2:1. Okay, so with 1,000 bucks, I'm willing to risk up to 10% of my balance. Okay, I'm willing to risk up to 10% of my balance, and on the first bet I will be placing $5. Okay, so $5 in one side, $5 on the other side, and that will equal a $10 bet. Okay, so if I win this first shot, I will make $5. Okay, in order for me to achieve these targets of $10, I just need to win two bets. Okay, two bets with the minimum amount, which is 0.5% times 2. That means I'm going to invest 1% of my total balance to make 0.5%, because I'm going to place 5 one side, 5 on the other side, and if I win, I'm only going to make 5. Okay, so I will need to spin 2 times with the minimum amount of my bet to make 5%, and then spin another time, I will make another 5%, and that's it, out of the game. Okay, if I want to increase my risk, Okay, so 1% will be 10 times 2, in this case 20 right there. Okay, so I'll invest 20%, 2% of my balance, and if I win one shot, that's it. I will reach my target right there. Okay, and hopefully you get the idea. But in the other hand, you might not win the first shot, you might not win the second shot, and you might only win on the third or fourth shot. So you have to keep that in mind. That's why I start with the minimum amount as possible that I can bet. So if I have a bad start, at least I can go a bit higher in my bets because I still have a few shots to go. Okay. Whereas if you start higher, yes, you might just win in the first shot, but if things don't go well, you're going to lose a lot. Okay. It's going to take you a long time to recover those losses. And also, I decided to place some funds, right, some figures right here. So this is calculated with the real balance. So for example, eventually, let's say you go to 1,100, and let's say you want to keep the bets the same. So $10 bets on the first shot, 20, 30, and 40. So as you go along, your risk will decrease because your balance is growing. Your risk is decreasing because you're investing less because your balance is bigger. But in the other hand, you will have to spin more than two shots. So for example, on the first bet, you will have to spin more than two shots to cover the daily target. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's why I progressively increase the balance. So I can also keep up with the progress. So for example, let's say you start with 1,000 and you win the first day. Okay, so the second day you're gonna be at 1,010. Okay, so when you are playing, you cannot put $5.05. Okay, but you can do $5.10. Okay, so you can put 510 and you put 1010 or 1020 and so on. Okay, you get the idea, right? So you always should try to cover the target, or if you can, add a little bit extra buffer just in case one day you'll have a bad streak. So what I've been doing, so for example, in my case, I'm chasing 2.5, but I add two chips. Okay, so for example, in this one, you start with 5. So instead of go with 5, you start with $6. Okay, so you start with $6, and if you win 2, then you're gonna be at 112 and still below $6. Okay, so you can continue with $6. So it only changes to $6 on 1,200 bucks. Okay, so once you hit 1,200 bucks, it's gonna be $6. Okay, until then, it's gonna be five something. Okay, so if you maintain at least $1 up above the amount that you're supposed to bet, even though the risk is gonna be a little bit higher. So let's go for 1.5. Okay, even though the risk is gonna be a little bit higher, um, you still gonna have that buffer because you are making more than you were supposed to, right? Hope that makes sense. And essentially, that's how I play um, the strategy and use this balance sheet as a guidance. Okay, and this compound calculator is really good. So, for example, let's say you just want to make 0.5% a day. Okay, 0.5% a day, so you'll make 161 bucks, okay? 161 bucks. If you do that times 1 year, you're gonna make 365%. Or actually more. Because you are compounding your interest. So you start with 1,000 and after 365 days, just making 5% a day, which is just one shot. Okay, all you got to do is just win one time with these settings. Okay, with these settings, all you got to do is just win one time a day. One spin, you win, you out. Okay, you do that for 365 days and you can make this return. Okay, 517%, right? In the real business, in the real world, that does not happen. So usually you make like between 10 and 15% per year. Okay, nowhere else will pay you 517% per year. So even though it's 0.5%, it still adds up in the long run. Okay, and you can see over here how much you can potentially earn monthly and as you go along. So for example, if you increase it to 1%, which is two spins in my case, um, so two spins, once you get to about 10 G's a month, you can make almost 2.5 a month. Okay. So if you have 10,000, you can potentially make 2.5K a month. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. So weekly, you can see how much it goes weekly and everything. But yeah, that's a lot. So I was playing with this calculator, and then playing about with this calculator gave me the idea to create this spreadsheet and give my best playing the game. Because if there is a possibility, all I got to do is give it a try, okay? In my case, I'm chasing 2.5% daily, so I just have to win 5 spins, okay? If I win 5 spins in the first 3 minutes, great, I'm out, okay? That's all I want. But sometimes it doesn't happen. I have to battle it out a little bit. But if one day I get there, win 5 shots in a row, boom, perfect. That would be the perfect scenario. I'm not too greedy. I just want my 2.5% and I'm out. And essentially, that's that, guys. There is not much to say about it. So I only put 15 days over here, because I'm trialing out and see potentially I will have to do some tweaks in this spreadsheet, but so far it's going well. So once we get to day 15, I will scroll down and extend the spreadsheet to another 15 days, because also having 15 days instead of 100 days or 50, 30 days, it's better because you can see that you're getting closer to your target. So we have the bigger picture of 365 days, but we should not think about 365 days. You have to break it down in small steps. Okay. So my first step is go from day 0 to day 15. Once I get to day 15, I will go from day 16 to day 30 and so on. Okay. Small steps, and eventually we will get where we want to be. Okay. And yeah, guys, that being said, if you still have any other questions about this strategy, let me know in the comment box below. And oh, not this strategy, this spreadsheet, let me know in the comment box below. I also am going to leave the link of this calculator so you can play around and see what can you do and what can you do with your funds, and how can you make money, right? Because it is possible to make money. The opportunity is there. And strategies, there are plenty of strategies online on YouTube. So just pick one and test it out. And once you're comfortable with that strategy, for example, if you just want to chase 0.5%, go ahead. Or even let's say 0.25, 0.25%. So let's calculate this. So 0.25% is going to give you 148% after 1 year. Okay. And if you're chasing 0.25, you just have to play. So with $1,000 bets, you just have to place 2.5 dollars in each dozen. In my case, in my strategy, okay. And if you win that, you got your 2.5 0.2.5%, and that's it. Okay, that's it. That's simple. And it's not going to be a huge number, but you will start with 1,000, and after a year, you will end up with 2,487.71. Okay, so that's 1,487.71 profit. Okay, so play around with this calculator and see what can you do. Okay, so let's say you have 1,000 or $10,000. Okay, or 100,000. So let's say you are a healthy person and you have 100K. Okay, so every month for just with that 100K, you can make 2.5K a month. Okay, so let's say you're not even going to compound, so you're just going to use that 100K and use these earnings for your bills, for your groceries, whatever. Okay, 2.5K a month, it's decent, right? It's decent. All you got to do is just make 250K. One spin, that's it. You in and out. You come over here to the roulette, you place 251 dozen, 250 in the other dozen. You win that one, boom, your day is done. You just made 250 bucks. Come to the next one. And that's it, right? So just play about with this calculator and you will see how powerful this thing can be, okay? So that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. Stay tuned in for the next one. Peace.